This is NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you, Jerry. Remember the song, "One is the Loneliest Number You'll Ever Know"? Yeah, Three Dog Night, right. Well, it turns out loneliness is an epidemic, and it's becoming a major health threat. Our favorite life coach, Laya Raznick, is here and back with some advice on the subject of loneliness. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
So loneliness, I mean, if you're alone, it doesn't mean you're lonely.
No, not necessarily. Loneliness is an emotional experience that someone's having, a separation feeling.
Something internal, right?
Internal. It's an internal experience.
And how do you know that you are lonely?
You know, that's probably something that someone decides on their own. It's an emotional longing for something. I would call loneliness.
And that's really the loneliness for a connection with other people, right?
Right.
Or animals.
Right. A sense of being disconnected, a sense of being empty, a sense of longing for something that's not present.
And why is it an epidemic in this country?
Well, I don't know that it's actually classified as an epidemic, but I know that the statistics show that half of all Americans, or close to half of all Americans, feel loneliness at some time.
Yeah.
So why is that happening? Well, we've got a number of things that come into it. We've got a social media connection where everybody's showing their best selves. Everybody looks like they're winning. We start to be competitive. We start to measure our own lives and feel like they're not good enough. That's one part of it.
Sometimes I feel depressed after perusing Facebook or Instagram. It's just a natural reaction. Like, my life doesn't look as good as this one.
But there's more. We've forgotten how to connect face to face. We don't have permission anymore to talk to somebody, to talk to strangers. There's so many people, and we've become so isolated, you know, in some ways giving everybody space, you know, giving everybody privacy. And we are no longer speaking to each other as a community.
Well, isn't social media part of the problem with this? Is that people don't know how to communicate face to face anymore. It's like, well, you know, you pick up the phone and you dial and you go, God, I hope I just get voicemail, you know, rather than having to really talk to somebody.
Right, yes. I think that it has added to the problem. And I think also that, and research shows that our work schedules, we're not marrying as much in our country. We're not having as many kids. We don't have as much group community connection as we used to, and it's leading us to feel lonely.
Even family, I know this is a problem because these days a lot of people move away from their parents, live across the country.
Yes,
you know, so now our connection is through FaceTime rather than seeing each other.
Right.
Yeah. And then part of it is when, you know, the holidays come, you know, there's that pressure to be joyful and everything else, and then you've got to travel to get to family that may be on a different coast, and it just, you know, creates even, you know, probably more of that stress.
Yeah, we need to learn to be a little bit more real with each other, right? And that brings connection. Even that, you know, I'm stressed, I had to travel, I'm glad to see you, there's a little family stress, let's talk about it. We've become very isolated and very internal.
Yeah, we've got to get better connected with each other.
You know, internationally, we're doing much better at solving this problem. We've got some,
but not here.
But not here as much.
All right, well, Laya, as always, you always have good topics and important ones that we need to stop and think about.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about the Pirates of Penzance. Can you sing?
No.
Okay, good.
We'll be right back.